Welcome to Level 1 Life Podcast. Ever found yourself in a meeting, maybe staring blankly and thinking, could this entire hour have been just a quick chat?
Or maybe even just an email.
Exactly. Or perhaps you've left feeling, more drained than productive, wondering what the actual point was.
Mhm.
If that sounds familiar, you are absolutely not alone.
Hmm.
In the modern professional world, meetings often feel less like engines of progress and more like, well, quicksand for our valuable time.
Yeah, definitely feels that way sometimes.
Today, we're cutting through that noise. We're taking a deep dive into an incredibly practical and honestly quite liberating resource, the Cambridge Guide to Effective Meetings.
Oh, okay.
This isn't just some basic handbook, it's a pretty robust toolkit developed by the Cambridge team and university champions. It's designed to transform those notorious time sinks into genuine powerhouses of collaboration.
That sounds ambitious, but
Yeah.
needed.
Right. Our mission today is to extract the most impactful, sometimes surprising nuggets of wisdom from this guide to help you make every meeting you attend, or even lead, a truly positive, efficient, maybe even enjoyable experience.
It's really striking how universal this issue feels, isn't it? The toolkit itself, it highlights some compelling statistics showing just how much time gets lost to poorly organized meetings.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, not just generally across industries, but even within specific organizations. So this deep dive isn't just about, adjusting a few habits. It's more about a fundamental reevaluation of how we approach group collaboration,
Okay.
ultimately aiming to reclaim hours, reduce frustration, and just drive more meaningful work.
Exactly. Whether you're, say, navigating your first few years in a professional setting or you're already a seasoned leader, you're about to discover actionable, maybe even counterintuitive strategies to become, well, a meeting master.
Meeting master, I like that.
So let's explore this guide and figure out how to make your meeting contributions genuinely count. So where do we even begin? The toolkit kind of bravely confronts the elephant in the room, why meetings so often fail.
Yeah, the painful part.
Totally. It lays out this list of common irritations. We all recognize things like a lack of clear purpose, discussions just spiraling off topic,
Oh, the off-topic spiral.
or the sheer frustration of leaving without any concrete decisions actually being made. It reads like a collective sigh from professionals everywhere, doesn't it?
It really does.
It's why so many of us kind of dread that next calendar invite popping up.
Well, what's truly insightful here, I think, is how the toolkit reframes the whole definition of an effective meeting. It moves beyond just, avoiding those irritations.
Right.
And it actively identifies 5 core categories of effectiveness. These were distilled from a lot of staff input and some rigorous quality management principles.
Okay, so it's well researched.
Very. The main aim is to foster an environment where attendees don't just endure meetings, but actually, want to be there,
Yeah.
feeling their time is well spent
Yeah.
and their contributions are constructive.
That distinction feels crucial. It's not just about what not to do, but what a genuinely positive meeting experience should feel like.
Exactly.
And, okay, before we even think about scheduling or accepting an invite, the guide poses this one incredibly vital question. Do I need to hold a meeting at all?
The million-dollar question.
Right. It provides a thoughtful decision tree for this exact purpose, basically a flow chart that walks you through questions to figure out if a formal meeting is truly the best path.
And this decision tree, it really prompts us to take that strategic pause.
Hmm.
Before organizing any meeting, you're encouraged to think, why do I want to meet? What are the specific aims?
Mm-hmm.
And critically, can these goals actually be achieved without a formal real-time conversation?
Hmm.
Is outside input truly essential?
Right. Do you need people in a room or on a call right now?
Precisely. And if you do need input, does it absolutely demand that synchronous, real-time discussion? Or even face-to-face, often, a quick email asking for feedback or a shared document for review.
Or even just informal chats on Teams or Slack?
Absolutely. Those could be far more effective and, frankly, more respectful of everyone's time. By using this kind of strategic filter, you can dramatically cut down on unnecessary meetings.
Which frees up valuable time.
Huge amounts. And it reduces that pervasive feeling of inefficiency. There's one statistic suggesting employees can recover an average of 3 hours of focused, deep work time per week just by cutting out unnecessary meetings.
3 hours a week. Wow, that alone is a game changer for personal productivity. It's about challenging that habit of just, oh, we always meet for this.
Exactly that default mode.
Okay, so now, once we've decided that a meeting is actually the right tool for the job,
Which sometimes it absolutely
well,
is.
the toolkit then shifts focus to making that time as valuable as possible. It outlines what it calls the 5 fundamental pillars of meeting mastery.
Pillars. Okay. Sounds solid.
Yeah, and these aren't just tips. They feel more like foundational shifts in how we approach collaborating. Pillar number 1 is critically assess the necessity of a meeting before scheduling. Now, we just touched on this, but it's so fundamental it's worth hitting again.
It really is the starting point.
Ask yourself, is a formal discussion the absolute best, most efficient way to reach your goals? Could you gather info, make decisions, or move a project forward asynchronously?
Asynchronously meaning, without everyone needing to be present at the exact same time.
Right.
And that strategic pause is just incredibly powerful. The toolkit really emphasizes that by taking the time to properly think through a project's needs, you empower yourself to just bypass meetings that aren't really required.
Which preserves your time.
And your colleagues' time. It builds a culture of respect for everyone's workload. It's about being deliberate, not just defaulting to that calendar invite.
Okay, pillar 2 takes us into planning. Prioritize meticulous preparation and a clear, circulated agenda.
Ah, the agenda. Crucial.
And not just, jotting down a few bullet points that morning. The guide is clear. Truly effective meetings are deeply rooted in thorough prep and thoughtful planning, especially the agenda. The chair, in particular, has a big responsibility here. They need to clearly define the meeting's aims, its core purpose, the desired outcomes.
What success looks like, basically.
Exactly. And crucially, identify who genuinely needs to be there. The toolkit even offers a kind of golden rule. The most productive meetings tend to have fewer than 8 people.
Fewer than 8. That's interesting. It forces focus.
Imagine the difference, right? A smaller, focused group.
Well, what's really insightful here is how the toolkit frames the agenda itself. It's not just a list of topics. It's almost like a pre-commitment device.
How so?
A well-built agenda should state the overall aims, yes, but more specifically, outline the purpose of each item. Is it for information, for decision, or for discussion?
Okay. Clarity on the goal of each point.
Precisely. That simple classification subtly shifts attendees from just being passive listeners to active participants. It improves efficiency, cuts down on those endless follow-up questions.
I can see that.
You should also allocate specific, realistic times, assign responsibility for leading items, and include any other business requested in advance.
Not sprung on people at the end.
Definitely not. And most importantly, it needs to be circulated with all the associated papers well ahead of time, ideally a full week before.
A week? Wow.
Yeah, ideally, along with an executive summary to minimize the pre-reading burden. And then, as an attendee, your crucial role is to actually read that stuff.
Right, come prepared, not just show up cold.
Exactly. The toolkit implies that by clearly signaling the agenda's intent and getting materials out early, you can cut follow-up time by maybe up to 25%.
25%, that's a huge return for a bit of upfront planning. Okay, moving to pillar 3. Cultivate active engagement and respectful communication from all participants.
The people part.
Yeah, this zeroes in on the human element, how we interact, how we show up. The toolkit highlights professional services values like trust, respect, integrity, and collaboration as absolutely essential.
Core values.
For the chair, this means active listening, being impartial, and skillfully managing discussions so all voices are heard without anyone dominating.
And importantly, this isn't just on the chair. As an attendee, you play a vital, often underestimated role.
How so?
Your contribution comes through active participation, offering clear, concise, relevant comments, and practicing active listening yourself. It's absolutely crucial to treat everyone with respect, even when views differ strongly.
Healthy debate, not arguments.
Exactly. That fosters an environment for good debate and leads to more robust, constructive decisions. The guide even tackles hybrid meetings.
Oh yeah, those are tricky.
They are. It notes that extra effort is needed to make sure remote attendees are equally engaged and heard, maybe by deliberately alternating questions between online and in-room folks or actively checking in with the virtual participants.
Good point. Okay, pillar 4 emphasizes, empower the chair to facilitate discussions and manage time effectively. The toolkit calls the chair's role key and fundamental. So clearly not just starting and ending on time.
Absolutely not. A strong chair is really the engine driving the meeting content. Their job includes keeping the conversation focused, engaging, balancing participation, and managing the formal stuff.
So what does that look like in practice?
It involves several things. Starting punctually, obviously, establishing clear etiquette right at the start, briefly introducing each agenda item with its specific objective, and actively managing time.
Keeping things on track.
Yes. And if discussions drift, which they do using tactics like a car park,
A car park.
yeah, basically a designated space, maybe on a whiteboard or in the notes, to jot down those off-topic but potentially valuable points to address later, it maintains focus without just shutting down ideas.
Ah, I like that. We've all been in that meeting where a quick update turns into a 20-minute debate about, I don't know, the office coffee machine.
Happens all the time. The car park is a lifesaver there. And crucially, the chair also facilitates decision-making. They provide a clear summary and highlight any decisions made at the end of each item to avoid any ambiguity.
No. So what did we decide? Emails afterwards.
Hopefully not.
Yeah.
That proactive management is key.
Right. Okay, finally, pillar 5. Ensure clear, actionable outcomes and diligent follow-up. All that great discussion is wonderful, but without clear actions, it can all feel a bit pointless, right?
It really can just evaporate.
Sure.
One of the 5 core categories for effectiveness in the guide is detailed and efficient follow-up actions.
Makes sense.
And the directive is clear. All meetings should have action notes or minutes. At the end of each agenda item, the chair should clearly outline necessary actions, assign specific owners, and set firm deadlines.
Owner and deadline. Got it.
The secretary or minute taker plays a critical role here, not just capturing what was discussed, but more importantly, what was agreed, ensuring all logged actions have both that owner and a clear timescale.
Accountable.
Exactly. And prompt circulation of those minutes and actions after the meeting is essential to keep momentum going.
And for attendees.
Your responsibility is to be crystal clear on any actions assigned to you, understand the deadlines, and this is important, proactively tell the chair once your tasks are done.
Closing the loop.
Precisely. The toolkit suggests this prevents projects from stalling and keeps the team moving forward.
Okay, so knowing these 5 pillars is one thing, but how do we actually, integrate them into our daily work lives, especially when old meeting habits can be so ingrained?
Yeah, the how-to is crucial. The toolkit doesn't just leave you with a theory. It offers a practical step-by-step guide for applying these principles and fostering continuous improvement.
Good.
It really raises an important question for personal growth and for team growth, too. How can you reflect on and actively improve your own contribution to meetings, whatever your role is?
So step 1 seems to be reflect on your current meeting habits and roles. Start by honestly looking at your typical roles. Are you mostly a chair, secretary, an attendee?
Self-awareness first.
Then identify which of those common meeting irritations we talked about earlier you frequently experience, or maybe even perhaps unintentionally contribute to sometimes.
That takes honesty. And if it's available, the toolkit suggests using tools like the My Analytics app in Office 365.
Oh, interesting. Why?
It can give you objective data, like an accurate picture of how much time you genuinely spend in meetings. That kind of unbiased info can be incredibly revealing.
I can imagine.
Yeah, it helps you pinpoint where best to maybe focus your improvement efforts, aligning with that whole emphasis on efficiency and strategic engagement.
Okay, step 2. Prioritize improvements based on your primary role. The guide offers tailored advice here. If you're often a meeting chair,
Yeah.
after each meeting, take a moment, reflect what worked well, what didn't. Were the right people actually there? And crucially, don't be afraid to ask attendees for feedback.
Seeking feedback. Good one.
Yeah. Revisit any car park items to decide if they need follow-up. And always make sure minutes and actions get out promptly. That continuous feedback loop is vital.
And for secretaries or minute takers?
The focus is squarely on efficiency and accuracy. Make sure typed up minutes or notes with clear owners and timescales for all actions are circulated super fast after the meeting.
Promptness matters.
Definitely. The guide suggests sending them to the chair first for approval, and it encourages exploring digital tools, maybe Teams meeting notes, or even audio recording tools like Otter.
With consent, obviously.
Absolutely, with full attendee consent to help boost efficiency and accuracy.
And for attendees, what's the advice there?
Equally critical, make absolutely certain you're clear on any actions assigned to you and their deadlines. And importantly, proactively tell the chair when you've completed your tasks, that closing the loop thing again.
Right. Don't make them chase you.
Exactly, and consistently apply that before the meeting advice. Read the papers, prepare some notes, mentally prepare even just 15 minutes beforehand. And offer constructive feedback, too, if something worked really well or maybe didn't quite land.
Okay, that makes sense. What's next?
Step 3 is practice. And gradually apply new skills. You don't have to become a meeting ninja overnight.
2. Okay.
The toolkit wisely suggests observing meetings run by really strong chairs, learn from their techniques, then maybe practice new approaches in smaller, more informal meetings first just to build confidence.
Low stakes practice.
Yeah. Or if it fits your team, maybe suggest rotating the chair role in regular team meetings. Gives everyone a chance to develop those chairing skills.
That's a great idea for team development.
4th step, leverage available training and resources. The toolkit actually points to lots of professional development modules like PPD Online and LinkedIn Learning courses.
On specific skills.
Yeah, things like active listening, assertiveness, communication strategies, time management, even advanced minute taking. Identify areas you want to grow in and actively engage with those resources.
Proactive learning.
And also investigate and maybe use some recommended tools like Miro for brainstorming,
Visual collaboration.
Otter for transcription, Trello for task management, wherever they could genuinely enhance your meeting processes.
Using the right tools for the job.
Exactly. And finally, step 5 is basically maintain a mindset of continuous improvement and professionalism.
The ongoing part.
Right. Regardless of your role, actively demonstrate those professional values we mentioned earlier. Trust, respect, integrity, collaboration. In every meeting interaction, it's not just etiquette, it really underpins everything.
Yeah, the foundation of respect is key. And one insight that really stood out to me is that the toolkit encourages you to treat it not as a one-time read, but as a living guide, something you revisit. Periodically review its principles, its tips, just to make sure you're continually refining your practices.
Keeping it fresh.
Exactly. And consistently making meeting attendance a positive, productive experience for everyone. It's about building that sustainable culture of effective collaboration.
So, wrapping this all up, what does it mean for you, the listener? Our deep dive into the Cambridge Guide to Effective Meetings makes it pretty clear. Well-run meetings are actually a powerful asset.
It really can be.
They're a crucial tool for advancing projects, fostering networking, sharing ideas and resources. They truly don't have to be that source of dread or wasted time we often feel they are.
No, and from a wider perspective, the toolkit's core message is quite profound, I think. Effective meetings are the direct result of thoughtful prep, a crystal clear purpose, and active, respectful participation from everyone.
Everyone involved.
Yeah. It empowers individuals, gives you the confidence and the concrete tools to transform what's often a source of frustration into something genuinely constructive, dynamic, and collaborative.
Precisely. So, now, here's something for you to think about. Consider the last 3 meetings you attended, maybe this past week.
Yeah.
Which of these 5 pillars, necessity, preparation, engagement, strong sharing, or clear follow-up, were strongest in those meetings? And which could have used significant improvement?
A bit of honest reflection.
Yeah. And more importantly, how might you, regardless of your role in the next meeting, apply just one new strategy from this deep dive? Just one thing to try and elevate your next meeting from, to maybe marvelous.
Even a small change can make a difference.
Absolutely. The power to change the meeting landscape, at least for yourself and your team, is truly in your hands. Thank you for joining us for this deep dive into making your meetings more effective. See you in the next episode of Level 1 Life Podcast.